Denzel Beat.
Legs crossed, back straight, eyes closed, breathing in through our noses and out through our mouths. Feeling the power of you controlling your breathing. Knowing, remembering, it's the same power we use to control our thinking. Now use that power. Use your determination to see in your mind today your best effort in all the exercises, stretches, movements we do here together. See it in your mind right now. See yourself doing the best you can, giving the best effort you've ever done for anything. Maybe you want to visualize the last time we did these exercises and stretches together. Go there and think right now about what you could do better or differently this time. It's the same process we use to grow our minds and grow the strength and health of our bodies and energy.
Magic System, Red One, Shaoki. Hey, yes, I love that. Feel the magic. Comme d'habitude, on est calé. Comme toujours, ça va aller. tu as le niveau. Rejoins-nous pour t'enjailler.
On t'invite à la magie, y a pas de raccourci. Oublie tes soucis et viens faire la folie.
On t'invite à la magie, y a pas de raccourci. Oublie tes soucis. Oh, 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 oh. Magie système.
Toujours nous.
Ah, ça change pas.
Ah ouais.
Ah, Shawky avec Red One. Est-ce que ça marche?
Ça va pas.
On vient du ghetto pour aller plus haut. Avec les magiciens, c'est le ready go. On vient du ghetto pour aller plus haut. Avec les magiciens. Oh, oh, oh.
Adopting a more familiar pattern. This is Abidal, played behind Bojan surprisingly. Pedro rescues it. Messi!
Morning, guys. One of the analogies that I love to use is the analogy of water when it comes to our thoughts. And the ocean being this never-ending abundance of water. If we can imagine that our thoughts are like water droplets, if we can work on every single day transforming those water droplets into positive thoughts, water droplets, and then adding them and continuing to build that up every single day, we can, in effect, make our minds like an ever-flowing ocean of abundance, of positive thought energy. And if we continue to do that, we continue to work at it every day, it might seem like it's such a huge, impossible task. But little by little, if we make our minds like an overabundant flow of an ocean, we'll see the physical manifestations in our life. Have a great day, everyone.
What do you do when the inevitable adversity enters your life? A difficult situation, some bad news, you lose the job, the medical report comes in bad, something negative happens, something you didn't anticipate that just craps on your life. And all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, what do I do? You know, when that adversity strikes, you gotta see it not just as, this terrible moment, but perhaps a called moment. A moment in which you are being asked to rise up, a moment when you are being asked, being challenged, being brought to task to be able to summon your real strength, to be able to summon more empathy, more love, more caring, more strength, more ambition, more go-to-itiveness. I don't know what it is for you, but when adversity strikes, I always keep a pretty positive head on my shoulders and go, okay, this is hard. I don't pretend it doesn't suck, but I have to be able to move through it if I'm going to survive. And I know you know that as well. So what I thought I'd do is just share 5 big ideas with you of how to manage adversity, what to do when it strikes. How do you deal with it better than maybe you have in the past? Because I know if you're watching this or you're listening to this, you know that, you're a striver already. You got some basics. You've got some resilience. It's harder now because there's so many things going on for so many people. It's harder to bounce back. It really is. When everyone's juggling so many obligations, so many ambitions, so many opportunities, man, when you stumble now, sometimes it feels like a real crash and burn. So what do? Number one, have confidence, my friend. Have confidence. I know that might sound silly or like some, self-help motivational crap, but no, here's the deal. You've got to have confidence that you're going to deal with this, that it's going to go okay, that you'll turn it around, or that you'll confidently deal with it in a way in which at least you're okay with it. Now, let me qualify this. I don't mean confidence meaning like, well, negative situation, you're like, boom, I've got this, I can handle this, ha ha ha. It's not like that. What I mean by confidence is confidence, real, genuine, authentic confidence to me simply means a belief in your ability to figure things out. That's all. When the stuff hits the fan, just go, okay, I didn't want that, but I'll figure it out. That's all I want you to say. I'll figure it out. I'll handle it. Things will be okay. This is difficult. I will survive. I know that sounds so basic, but if you don't frame everything else that comes after that, it's just too hard. It's just too hard. We'll get sucked into negativity. We'll get sucked into dread or into bitterness or into sadness. We just have to immediately go, oh gosh, okay, I'm going to have confidence. I know I can figure this out. Because you know what the reality is? You figured things out in the past that were equally as difficult or harder. Or if you haven't, if this is the biggest adversity you've ever faced in your life, guess what you're going to need to survive, my friend? Belief in your ability to figure things out. That's confidence. That's first stage. That's number one. Number two, keep perspective. And this is really important. Your adversity that seems so difficult, two things to know. Number one, you're not the first person to be challenged with that adversity. Out of 7 billion people and thousands of collected years of recorded human history, none of us are going through anything that unique. I know that sounds mean to say, but I've always found that people who really believe that their adversity or difficulty is so different than everyone else that nobody can understand, they become bitter. You don't understand. Or they don't ever ask for help because they don't think anyone can understand them. So either they get mad at everybody else, or they push everybody else away, or avoid the very thing that could serve them, which is seeking some assistance, as we'll talk about. So what I'd like you to do is keep perspective. No one is the first person to ever get cancer anymore. No one's the first person to lose a child anymore. No one's the first person to lose a limb anymore. No one's the first person to be in a car accident anymore. Other people have gone through it. So keep perspective. Realize that, there's only two stories in humanity's narrative. That's struggle and progress. Lots of people struggled through what you've been through, but a lot of people have also progressed through it. So never feel alone. And realize too, with keeping perspective, remember the times in the past that you did have some adversity. You called on some kind of strength. You summoned something. What made you help you get through it before? What helped you? What helped you break through? What helped you deal with it? Can you remember those times? Think about that. What helped you before? What helped you before? Remember those times. It will help you keep perspective. You're not alone. You've been through some stuff before. Believe in your ability to figure this one out too. Next, big number 3, schedule action. I love this one. Schedule action. What it means is when adversity strikes, so many people just go, oh my gosh, that's horrible. And they sit and they wait and they wait and they wait. Or they lay in bed and they're depressed and depressed and depressed. And they keep hoping for something to change, but there's only 2 things that change your life. Either something new comes in, some new opportunity, new person, new luck, new grace. Something new comes externally in. Or something new comes from within. Some new power, some new strength, some new ambition, some new belief, some new resolve, some new willingness to fight and make it happen. Those are only 2 things that change. Either something new comes in or something new comes from within. And I tell you that because you can't just wait and hope that everything gets better. Because if it's real adversity, it's going to require action. And what I tell people is don't kind of like sometimes act to deal with it. Schedule it. What are you going to do every single day? Even if it's just 3 goals every day to handle that, to deal with that, to cope with that. Just 3 things. Sometimes those 3 things are simple as take a shower. You know, it's sometimes just getting out of bed, taking a shower to start the day is a win. You know, I remember when I had my brain injury, it was a huge struggle. Just basic stuff. I mean, sending an email sometimes was a win. Making a call, you know, making sure I ate lunch to keep glucose coming to my brain. Like simple things were wins, but I had to schedule things because left to my own devices, I wouldn't do anything. I'd be like on the 7th season of some show or something, you know. You got to schedule action each day, especially when it's difficult. Next idea, I kind of preface this one, but it's important to tactically do this. Ask for help. And I don't mean ask for help when you are at rock bottom, all the stuff is gone, now you're bankrupt, now you're broke, now awful things are happening. Most people ask for help way late. Soon as adversity strikes, ask for help. The second help, if it seems in any way overwhelming, ask for help. Say, ask your spouse or your partner, hey, honey, here's what's going on. I don't know exactly how I'm going to deal with it. You got any ideas? Or if it's a big thing, go to your business partner, go to your team, go to somebody at work and say, hey, here's a situation. Let's brainstorm some ideas of how to deal with this. That's asking for help too. If it's very, very traumatic, ask for help from a professional person in the medical or therapeutic fields, psychological fields. Just get some assistance in how to think through things. Sometimes that's the greatest help we can get is, you know, even just going out with some friends or some girlfriends, sitting around the table and say, hey, this thing happened on Monday. I wonder, can I tell you guys about it and just get your perspective and just listen? Sometimes other people talking how they're dealing with it or how they've dealt with it can truly serve you. Remember, you're not alone. You've been through stuff before. So have other people. And believe in your ability to figure things out, things will start to go okay. And then the last piece, maybe sometimes the adversity sticks around for a while. Honor the struggle. Honor the struggle. If you've been with me in my High Performance Academy program or any of my seminars before, you know this is a critical element, a critical mindset to all of success in life is to honor the struggle. As I said at the very beginning of this video, sometimes the struggle is put there for you. Sometimes life is happening for us to get better. And it's a demand and it's challenging and that hardship can suck, but know that struggle is necessary at this moment now. You got to deal with it. You can't avoid it. You've got to face this thing and say, okay, what can I move? What can I shake? Except the fact that we can't change everything. We can't influence everything, but we can change and influence our attitude, our actions each day. We can figure out something to move forward in our lives. And a little bit more that we get of those little things that we can move forward, a little bit more we feel confident again. The struggle is something to be honored because it's going to forge a greater capacity and character later on. So honor it. Don't hate it, because anything you throw hate at, that quickly amplifies into flames of fury. Instead, have patience with it. See it and recognize it as a necessary thing at this time of your life. That's why it's been put there, even if you don't want it. Have that mentality of like, okay, I'm meant to deal with this now. I didn't want to, but here it is. So how do I keep my confidence? What can I remind myself about perspective? How can I take some actions today? How can I ask for some help? And honor this entire process. If you do that, you'll survive this adversity. You might just thrive through it, but no matter what, it'll put you on that other end where you start to relive in the charged life.
Wanna do the two-step, then cowboy boogie. Grab a sweetheart and spin out with him. Do the hold down and get into it. Take it to the left now and dip with it. Don't throw down, take a sip with it. Now lean back, put your hips in it. Let's have some fun. To the left now. To the right. Now take your left hand and put it on your side. Gon' roll your shoulders. Do Do the slip and slide. This next part's my favorite part, cause it's time to shine. Gonna do the two-step, then cowboy boogie. Grab a sweetheart and spin out with him. Do the hold down and get into it. Take it to the left now and dip with it. Don't throw down, take a sip with it. Now lean back, put your hips in it. It's simple, you can do it. Slide to the left, slide to the right. Now cool down, have a good time. Slide to the left, slide to the right. Do the butterfly, have a good time. Round, round, round and round you go. It's time to show out right now and take to the floor. Gonna do the two-step, then cowboy boogie. Grab a sweetheart and spin out with him. Do the hold down and get into it. Take it to the left now. Don't throw down, take a sip with it. Now lean back, put your hips in it. Take it down now, take it down now. Take it down now, take it down now. Bring it up now, bring it up now. Bring it up now, bring it up now. Take it down and crisscross. Bring it up now, crisscross. Do whatever you like right here. Just have fun. Gonna do the two-step, then cowboy boogie. Grab a sweetheart and spin out with him. Do the hold down and get into it. Take it to the left now and dip with it. Don't throw down, take a sip with it. Now lean back, put your hips in it. That was not so bad. That was not so bad, was it? That was not so bad. That was not so bad, was it? That was not so bad. That was not so bad, was it? That was not so bad. That was not so bad, was it? Gonna do the two-step, then cowboy boogie. Grab a sweetheart and spin out with him. Do the hold down and get into it. Take it to the left now and dip with it. Don't throw down, take a sip with it. Now lean back, put your hips in it.
Yeah, I'm gonna take.
And he's in again here, Lionel Messi. Could this be the hat-trick before half-time? Oh, brilliant! An audacious chip from the magical Lionel Messi, the most talented.
Guys, today Gary Vaynerchuk shares his first rule for success, and that is bet on your strengths. This is another one that we often forget on a daily basis. We have to remind ourselves of what we're good at, or the things that we really love to do. What are your strengths? We all have strengths. We've just allowed the things that we're not good at to overtake us, and we forget on the fact that we all have something we're really good at. So Gary Vaynerchuk reminds us to bet on our strengths and to just focus on that and forget about what you're not good at. Learn from everything. You're going to get better, but you got to cultivate that thing that you love doing, that thing that brings you that joy, and that thing that you're really good at. So bet on your strengths, and then he says go all in on that. Really share that with the world. Be that and just live that. So hopefully we can remember that. Have a great day, everyone.
It's easy to lose the present moment when you want to achieve something. Are you able to, when you take action, just honor the present moment? Every step you're taking now, while you are walking to the supermarket, you take one step at a time, so that the moment of arriving at the destination where you want to get to is not more important than this moment. This moment is actually more important than the arriving. This moment is of primary importance, so it's more important than arriving at your achieving your goal or arriving at your destination. When you're listening to someone while you're having a conversation, if you can be so alert that you can just listen when the other person is speaking, then you're not losing yourself in your mind, and the stillness is still there in the background.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and I watch these videos every day because I need them for motivation. Being around successful entrepreneurs every morning helps me believe that I can do great things too. It's like your morning coffee, but for your goals, kickstarting your day with a blast of positivity. So here is a challenge for you. Try watching one video every morning for the next 30 days. And let's find out together if they help you do great things too. If you're in, leave a hashtag believe in the comments below so I can celebrate with you.
If you then start manifesting from that deeper level within yourself, you'll be amazed how empowered you can be in your manifestation. Sometimes there is a time gap, so sometimes manifestation happens very quickly. Sometimes you need to as you are inspired, so to speak, a blueprint of what is possible, of what you, or not so much you, of what consciousness wants you to create may arise in your mind. And this mental blueprint of what you want to create, this may be there for a while. It might attract others with similar mental blueprint. And then at some point, the manifestation begins. Some action may be necessary, but again, the action that you take will be inspired by the consciousness, and it will not be stressful. This is a new way of creating. If stress comes in, you're falling back into the old consciousness. This is a joyful way of creating new forms and new structures in this world.
How to deal with an exchange, perhaps without being, in a business dealing, without being taken advantage of or exploited.
Yes. Whether it's business or something else, the question is always whether what I sometimes call the transcendent dimension is still operating in your life, while in the background of your life, while in the foreground you talk about business dealings with another person, or whatever it may be. If the transcendent dimension is not there, then it becomes very problematic, and all kinds of psychological self-seeking and so on comes in and interferes with what could be a much more efficient way of even doing business. It's through self-seeking and seeking some advantage through the other that a lot of dysfunction comes into business. So there are always two levels. It's probably easier to give an actual example. Let's say you want to sell something to somebody, whatever it may be, whether big or small. Maybe you're selling
I work in the hospital business, so hospital services,
yes,
for example.
Yes. So you're always relating, there will be another human being there. You were talking about whatever it is on a practical level that needs to be discussed. You explain what you have to offer, and the other person listens or asks questions. You explain more. The question is then, can you sense where's the word empathy, meaning feeling your way into the other human being, to feel or to sense the consciousness that is that which animates the other human being. The consciousness behind the words, not what the person says, but the consciousness that enables those words to be articulated. In other words, the essence of that other person. Can you feel the essence of that person? But you can only feel that if you can feel it in yourself. So while you explain the practical side of it, there is an awareness behind, at the back of you, of this other human being, and you sense the shared consciousness of you and the other. Your relationship to the present moment determines how the future evolves, what we call future, which, by the way, never arrives, because when it arrives, it's again the present moment.
Yes.
So the
Take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more.
I got the horses in the back, horse stock is attached. Head is matted black, got the bushes black to match. Riding on a horse, ha, you can whip your Porsche. I've been in the valley, you ain't been up off that porch. Now, can't nobody tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Can't nobody tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Riding on a tractor, lean all in my bladder. Cheated on my baby, you can go and ask her. My life is a movie, bull riding in cowboy hat from Gucci, Wrangler on my. Can't nobody tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Can't nobody tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. Hat down, cross town, living like a rock star. Spend a lot of money on my brand new guitar. Baby's got a habit, diamond rings and Fendi sports bras. Riding down Rodeo in my Maserati sports car. God knows stress, I've been through all that. I'm like a Marlboro man, so I kick on back. Wish I could roll on back to that old town road. I wanna ride till I can't no more. I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more.
Footballer of his generation. It could be through for a fourth here, Lionel Messi. They're trying to contain him, but it's an impossible task. This man is just unstoppable.
Morning, guys. As we go on this path to living, loving, and laughing our way to infinite mind wealth, I want us to remember one important thing. What we're trying to do here is what most people won't. 98% of people won't. And that's the challenge. We want to try to do it for ourselves and affect others and help them, inspire them to find their true great self. But it's a hard path, and I want us to remember and sort of laugh at the process, because what you're trying to do is like Gary Vaynerchuk says. He says, if you want to be an anomaly, in other words, be your true great self, you have to act like an anomaly. And that it's going to involve you standing out. It's going to involve you perhaps looking weird to other people. But remember, it's not in any sort of negative sense. It's just we're not used to it. All of us are not used to this path. So let's work together. Let's laugh, live, love our way there, and be empathetic towards each other, but never stop on it. It's the greatest path. Have a great day, everyone.
it is simply impossible to achieve long-term health and happiness if you hate yourself.
100%. This is so important because I have a memory of a point in my life where that changed, just like boom, just like somebody turned the switch. Because I was on the edge of, I could have been diagnosed as manic depressive. Well, I'm happy most of the time, but once it started going wrong, then it was like, this is wrong. And then I give myself the abuse verbally. Oh, nuts, you're stupid, you're not good enough. What's wrong with you, Lipton? And I'd be doing that. And I was in my lab and I just spent a procedure that took about an hour to prepare for the experiment. And if you mess it up just a little bit, you have to start all over again. The third time that day, I messed it all up. And now I'm really upset. I spent the whole damn day doing this. It didn't work. And then I'm getting, oh, you idiot, you can't do anything right. And I was giving myself like a parent on my shoulder telling me, that's not good enough. And I'll never forget, I was alone in the lab and I hear this voice, don't you have anything better to do than to listen to this crap? And I looked around, I started to laugh because I said, sure, I'd rather go to a movie. Do you want to continue this conversation or do you want to do something else? That was the moment of empowerment that was so great because it said, stop. The next time I started to get a little depressed, first thing that came back was the humor of that, and I'd laugh and I'd go, okay, I'll do something else. After 3 or 4 times, guess what? I've never been depressed since that time. Sit there and play it over and over and over again, which makes you go downhill. I have a choice. Do I want to listen to this stuff or do I want to do something else?
Need motivation?
Watch a top 10 video with Believe Nation.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and I make these videos because running the business is hard, and waking up every day and getting to work when you're all by yourself is hard. And the thing that saved me, that continues to inspire me, motivate me, give me hope, inspiration, ideas, is looking at the stories of people who've done a lot more than me. And I learn strategies, I get motivation, and it gets me to believe in myself to go off and attack the day. And so I hope this video inspires you to do the same as well. So today, let's learn from one of the best, Bruce Lipton, and my take on his top 10 rules of success. Enjoy. Rule number 2 is learn to manage stress.
Everyone thinks disease is related to genes, and I'll tell you what, less than 1% of disease is connected to genes. That up to 90% of illness is stress related. Mm-hmm. And I go, well, what's the consequence? I'll tie it into the corporate thing in a second, because the first 2 consequences of putting stress hormones in your body are, let's go back a few 100,000 years when the only stress was the saber-toothed tiger chasing you. So stress is based on your ability to escape. And your ability to escape is to use your arms and legs. And I said, well, you want all the energy in your arms and legs because, you don't have to worry about the gallbladder right now. That's not relevant. The saber-toothed tiger's coming. So there are 3 things that I want to bring up. So number 1, the first 2 are physical, okay? Number 1 is stress hormones cause the blood vessels in the gut, this area, to shut down. In fact, when you first feel fear, there's like a butterflies in the stomach, queasy feeling. That's actually the blood vessels squeezing shut. And I say, why should the blood vessels squeeze shut? It's like, you don't need to maintain the body if you're trying to escape the tiger. So by squeezing the blood vessels shut, you send the blood to the arms and legs, more energy. And most important part, especially in today's world, is that stress hormones shut down the immune system. That's a function. It's so effective that when a doctor wants to transplant an organ into a foreign person and they don't want the recipient's immune system to reject it, they give the patient stress hormones before the transplant because stress hormones shut down the immune system. Reason is simple. If you've ever been sick, sometimes you don't even have the energy to get out of bed. And I go, well, if you have a bacterial infection and a saber-toothed tiger chasing you, it's like, well, who cares about the damn bacteria? Because if the tiger catches you, the bacteria is not really a problem anymore. And so the immune system is shut down, which opens us up to a problem. And in today's stressed out world, the amount of illness on this planet with all the money we put into healthcare is rising all of the time. And I go, it's because of the stresses that we're dealing with that's causing this.
Rule number 3 is build good habits.
5% of the day we move toward wishes, desires, what we want. Even, the addict is like, yeah, I don't want this. This is not my life. I really want this and all that. And then I say, yeah, but that only works 5% of the day. 95% of the day you're coming from the habit. Yeah, but the habit was other people's behavior that you put into the subconscious first. And so 95% of the day, you're not operating from your wishes and desires. You're operating from a program.
Sure.
Okay. But now here's the catch, and then we'll get on to it. And that is this. By definition, if I am thinking all of a sudden, I say, what am I doing next Wednesday? I go into my head and I'm thinking about what I'm doing, what's on Wednesday. By definition, I'm not paying attention to what's going on. So this doesn't mean like you're walking down the street, you have a thought, and then you freeze while the thought happens. And then after the thought, then you start walking back down the street again. No, if you're walking down the street and you have a thought, the moment you have a conscious mind engaged in thought, the functions are defaulted to the subconscious program. So in other words, I know how to walk. That's a habit. I learned that. So I don't need my conscious mind to tell me how to walk. So my conscious mind goes in thought. I'm still walking. So whatever behavior I'm doing, driving a car, I don't have to pay attention to what's going on when I'm driving a car. I mean, the joke when I lecture about it is I say, look, I've been in a car with a passenger. We get so engaged in a conversation. My conscious mind is tied up with the conversation. And then all of a sudden I look out the window of the car and it dawns on me, I haven't paid attention to the road for the last 5 minutes.
Right. How did I get home?
Yeah, and here's what the neat part is. Well, look, driving is once you practice and learn how to practice makes habit. Habit means that subconscious mind doesn't need you to explain how to drive, what to watch out for. Subconscious mind is a program.
Before it's focus on your goals. McCoy, who he was leading Masters golf tournament a few years back, big leads. And this is one example, not a career. It's common in all sports where people almost self-implode. And for a few holes, like you could barely swing a golf club. What was really interesting is that I was always sort of reading a lot about it, trying to figure out what was going on here. It's this conscious again where he knows how to drive a golf ball, better than most people on the planet. So he's playing usually from his subconscious. The pattern he knows the shape of the ball, right to left, right, whatever. But in that moment where it's like, oh man, I'm leading the Masters, I need to be really careful now. He's trying to think. This is what people say. I know this is in mind, but you're almost overthinking now, trying to control something that you can naturally do. You say driving. If you were thinking about when do I put clutch down, what timing is it with the other way, you drive a manual. It's the same kind of thing, isn't it?
Absolutely. But in fact, really, when he's playing the game, he's playing it in the conscious mind. And in a sense, he has a vision. I'm going to hit this ball, and it's going to go out that hole there. Very important because there's a destination, and there's a means to that destination. It turns out, and this is really most important, is if you focus on the destination and not on the means, let the system, which is so powerful, it will get there without you telling it how to get there. But when you start legs crossed, back straight, eyes closed, deep breaths through your noses. We begin. The way we all begin souls, always remember us, our powerful minds, which are always subject to our control, no matter how hard it has been to control. We know the truth. Inside is perfect. We see it every day in life. We will know that we have the power to determine what thoughts we will act on. And therefore, we also have the power to determine
what he feels.